Good evening, race fans, and welcome into the Noma Next Gen Series, week number 10 of action. And it's throwback night, everybody. We're at Darlington Speedway, and here are your race details for today. It is a 1.31 mile track. It is a tough track. It's very oddly shaped. Very fun to race at, though. It's a very technical track. Gotta keep your mind in the game the whole time, so it should be a pretty good race here tonight. 74-degree Fahrenheit track temperature today, so it's going to be a nice cool track. It should be pretty easy on the tires, but this track is known for being pretty hard on the tires, so I got a feeling they're going to need every single set that they have here tonight. It is a 71-degree Fahrenheit night with 60% humidity, clear night, 4-mile-per-hour winds. They are currently doing their practice session, which is set for 45 minutes. As soon as they're done with that, we'll move on to the qualifying session, which will be set for 5 minutes. They'll have 2 chances to put in their fastest time that they can, and we'll take those results and line them up for the main race of the day, which will be 160 laps under the lights here at Darlington. At lap number 45 and lap number 75 will be the end of our stages. So you'll see the racers racing pretty hard on those laps to try to get those stage points. That'll be oh so important to the championship standings towards the end of the season. They do have 5 sets of tires for tonight, 1 faster pair, and 3 green-white checkered attempts. This is brought to you in part by Royalty Racing Network and myself, Triple F Bomb. How's everybody doing tonight? Hopefully you're doing good. I see a lot of the cars out there zooming around the track, so let's go ahead and hop down and see exactly what everybody is doing. Here is our points leader heading into tonight, and that is Mr. John Ross, the number 44 car in the Ford Mustang, the driver from Bell Buckle, Tennessee. Good luck to you tonight, John. Who else do we have out here zooming around the track? Well, I see Matthew Fritz sitting in pit lane. Here is the 29 car, the driver from Middletown. He'll be in the Chevy Camaro. Good luck to you tonight, Matthew. Joe Hudson out there zooming around. I love this paint scheme. I was a humongous Dale Earnhardt fan, so of course I'm going to be partial to this one. So good luck to you tonight, Joe, in the number 49 car. Chris Cornett joining us again this week. He missed us last week, but hey, he's back for some racing this week. He always puts on a pretty good show, so excited to see him back out on the track. He is a driver from Rome, Georgia, in the Chevy Camaro. Good luck to you tonight, Chris. Justin Parham currently in pit lane, just sitting there in his Goldfish ride. I like this paint scheme from last week, so I'm glad he brought it back this week. He'll be in the number 19 car, the driver from Boiling Springs, South Carolina, in the Chevy Camaro. Good luck to you tonight, Justin. Carson Youngblood back with us this week in the 16 car, getting ready to pull out of pit lane in the M&M's Chevy Camaro. Good luck to you tonight, Carson. In the number 1 car, it actually shows number 3 on his paint scheme, unfortunately, but I'll try to get it right all night long. But this will be Keith Prince, the driver from Fairhope, Alabama. Good luck to you tonight, Keith. Our winner from last week is also back with us this week in the number 77 car, the NOS Energy Chevy Camaro. Good luck to you tonight, Nathan. Christian Delgado, the 13 car. That's a good-looking paint scheme, too. I like that. Throwback to Harvick. Good luck to you tonight, Christian. That is a driver from Abilene, Kansas. Dustin Rogerson making his way around the track in the Chevy Camaro. Let me see what he's got on this thing. I think it's the Mellow Yellow ride. Yes, it is. Pinnacle Wraps is the sponsor on this car. Good luck to you tonight, Dustin, in the 23 car. John O. Lynch as well, rocking a new paint scheme this week in the number 31 car, the driver from Yulee, Florida. I like the red and white simplistic design on this one, so good luck to you tonight, John. Chase Greer as well, doing something. Oh, he's sliding down the track. Let's see if we can get a better shot than that. That's not a really good representation of him. There we go. Pulling out of pit lane now. Driver from Johnsonville, South Carolina. Good luck to you tonight, Chase, in your Chevy Camaro. Derek Buckaloo making his way around the track. This is a good-looking paint scheme. The 81 car, 0X Racing Team. Good luck to you tonight. The driver from Beeville, Texas. Todd Merkel with us this week in the number 12 car, the Ford Mustang. The driver from Dearborn, Michigan. Good luck to you tonight, Todd. Tommy Pulte is currently in pit lane in the 26 car, the driver from Woodstock, Illinois. Good luck to you tonight, Tommy. Brian Wortman's in the server, but he is currently not out on track or in pit lane, so I'm not able to show you him. But here is Kerry Klein getting ready to pull out of pit lane. He just joined in with us, the number 11 car in the Ford Mustang. Bracken Paving on the side of his ride tonight. Good luck to you tonight, Kerry. I also see that Alan Wild and Brian Wortman are both in the server. Hopefully we'll get to get a look at them here in just 1 minute. But here, right here, is your fastest man on track at the moment. I'll go ahead and show you those times. A 28.52, the man to beat. Matthew Fritz tied his time, so very, very close between those two. But John Ross has been fastest since he's hit the track. We got about 10 minutes, well, 10 and a half minutes left in practice here. So we'll just take a look at all the cars, watch him zoom around the track. We might take a little ride here, actually, while we got the chance and while he's out here making his way around the track. Let's see what, this is what it looks like from their point of view. I'll go ahead and turn this ticker off over here so you all can get the full effect, and I'll shut my mouth so you all can enjoy the ride. There you have it, everybody. That is a lap around Darlington. That was actually the fastest lap posted. You just rode along with it. A 28.50 was just posted by John Ross, the man we're riding along here with. You can see just how different these corners are. Here we are heading down the backstretch. Now, the turns 3 and 4 are much tighter than turns 1 and 2. Of course, John Ross is going to stop riding us around here. Thanks for the ride around the track, though, John. Appreciate you, man. The fastest around the track, too, so that was a wild ride. Let's go ahead and get on board with Matthew Fritz. He's catching up to some traffic here a little bit. Some racers like to run up high and get right up close to the wall. That's where I like to drive, up there. Uh-oh, somebody's had an accident. Let's see down on the inside. Look like Justin Parham in the Goldfish machine. Some people like to stick down there to the dotted lines and try to make it the shortest way around the track. You'll see the marks on each corner as they're heading out of turns 2 and out of turns 4. That's known as the Darlington Stripe, everybody. Anybody that knows anything about racing at this track knows that is a trademark of this track, and boy, does it never disappoint. You're going to see a lot of cars bounce off the wall that are out of the corners. 28.49. Chris Cornett has just put in the fastest time, everybody, in the 88 car. Ooh, boy, Joe Hudson, you saw him slap the wall back there in the distance. That was a pretty good lick. Really like this paint scheme for Matthew Fritz. I'm going to try to get a little zoomed in action here. Here we go. So he posted something in Discord about he was trying to match a fire engine paint design. And I'll tell you what, nicely done. This thing looks incredible. That's a good looking ride there, man. Down the backstretch now. I believe he is following Keith Prince there in the number 1 car. Alan Wild is making his way out on track. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at him. A little zoomed in action here. Here he is in the 28 car. Go ahead and show you some stats on him. The Ford Mustang getting ready to take it down pit lane. So going to park it right there. Here is Brian Workman, the 74 car. No new paint scheme for him this week. The driver from Statesville, North Carolina. Been rocking this paint scheme all year long. Good looking paint scheme, so good luck to you tonight, Brian. Robbie says, come on, 0X. Winner gets me. Ooh, spicy. All right, then. Currently, we have 20 racers in the server. We're just waiting on everybody to come out on track. Mop getting ready to pull out of pit lane. Jesse Calloway has just joined us in the 87 car. We'll get to hopefully introduce him here in just one moment if he comes out on track. Timer's ticking down. 6 minutes, 45 seconds left in practice, and we'll be off to where it really matters, and that is qualifying. Let's go 0X, says Benjamin Smith. 0X got some fans out here tonight. I already see 2 of them in chat. Love to see it. Love you all chatting along. Hope you guys are having a good Saturday. I love racing here under the lights, so I'm pretty excited about this one. This track is tough, though, and it eats up the tires. A cool track, though, is definitely going to help them out, but will it save them from that? Probably not. We'll just have to wait and see who's easiest on the tires. I would think, if I am guessing, if I was a betting man, it would be this guy right here. I think he is probably one of the better tire managers in the entire league, and that's why he is the point leader. So I look for him to be quite the competitor tonight. But, man, I tell you what, this one right here, every time the 88 hits the track, it's always a pretty good show between him and John Ross. But, hey, who knows? Nathan Brzezowski, our winner from last week here in the 77 car. Let's see what he can do tonight. Now, we were off to Watkins Glen last night, so that was our first road, or last weekend. That was our first road course of the season, and boy, did he put on a clinic He took the pole position and absolutely took off and never looked back, and he was a goner. If it wasn't for the cautions, I don't think anybody would have ever even caught up to him. But him and John Ross had a pretty good little scrap there for a little while, but at the end of the race, he just proved too much. He took home the checker flags last week at Watkins Glen. Finished P4 in my Coke 600 split. Been a great week. Hey, congratulations on that. Well done. That is not an easy task. I raced myself in the Indy 500 today. It didn't go so well. But, you know, it is what it is. We're out here to have a little fun anyways, right? It ain't nothing serious. Never mind the hours of practice that I put in. Oof. We've all been there, though, so I ain't going to sit here and be a crybaby about it. Where is Jay Stinson? Is he out on track? I believe he is. There he is in the number 2 car. Let's get a little zoomed in action of him. Show him off for a minute here. Here you have it, the driver from Bristol in the Chevy Camaro. Throwback to the Rusty Wallace machine in the number 2 car, Genuine Draft. Good looking paint scheme. I like it, Jay. Maybe you should keep this one. I like this one a lot. Looks good. He's currently put in a pretty quick time, too. 28.68. Good enough for P6 right now. I don't think I missed anybody else. Jesse Calloway. Oh, he is out on track finally. There he is. The number 87 car, the driver from Granite Falls, North Carolina. The Liquid Death machine. Good luck to you tonight, Jesse Calloway. Next 20 cars going to hit pit lane. Hit the grid here tonight. Hopefully everybody qualifies and makes it on track. We would hope so. They always bring a pretty good crowd here. Pretty good bunch. So I like watching all these racers. I've got to know them along the season. And I'm starting to get quite partial to these boys around here. I like to see everybody every week. It feels like we're just getting the boys together. Rusty scheme looks good. Yeah, I think so too. I really like that number 2 car. I really like this paint scheme too, man. I like all these throwback paint schemes though. Like I love the days, you know, back in the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s. That's when I was really into NASCAR, like a big amount. So yeah, it's always nice to see these cars back out on track. We are almost done with practice, everybody. 2.5 minutes left, and we'll be off to the races. I'll go ahead and show you some of these race details for today. Those of you that just joining in and missed it at the beginning of the broadcast, here you have it. 160 laps scheduled for us tonight. Stages will be at lap number 45 and 75. So look for those yellow flags to be waving on those laps. Everybody will be racing for those stage points. Also important in the championship standings for the end of the season, so I look for them to be putting on quite the show around those laps. 1.31 mile track, so it should be, I would guess this race is going to take somewhere around an hour and a half to 2 hours. Should be good stuff. Joe Hudson going to touch the wall there a little bit. Downshifting to 4th gear. I do wonder if anybody else is going to be doing that. I've seen most people just hang it in 5th gear the whole time, but I don't think that's a terrible idea. Joe Hudson currently with the 4th fastest time, so it appears that he knows what he's doing. So. Just hear those tires. Boy, they're not happy. 29.37 was that lap time. Just took a ride with. Ooh, gets a little loose. Both of them did. front of him is the number 11 of Kerry Klein. Going to stick right up there next to the wall. I think he actually overdrove the corner there a little bit. And Joe Hudson going to slide on by like it was the easiest thing he's done all day. And practice is about done, everybody. That is it. You see the checker flag waving here in practice. We got qualifying up here in just 1 minute. Wait till some of the cars hit track. Move over to the next session. Remember, we got 5 minutes set on the leaderboard for qualifying. They got 2 chances to put in a good lap time. Let's see who's going to get pole position. Here are your results from practice. Go ahead and show you those. You can see the lights coming on here around the track. Hello. Are we gonna show me the? There we go. Just taking a sweet time there. 28.499 was the fastest time by Chris Cornett. 2 1/1000ths of a second, though, behind is John Ross. So you see just how close those are. Matthew Fritz also very close in 3rd position. Joe Hudson was going to be in 4th. And Justin Parham would round out your top 5 here in practice. Jay Stinson, Carson Youngblood, Chase Greer, Keith Prince, and Nathan Brzezowski, last week's winner, are going to round out your top 10. Now it's time to put it all together, and this is when it really matters. So let's go ahead and get down to qualifying. I see some of the racers already hitting track. Let's go ahead and just watch them zoom around the track here a little bit. I go ahead and put the timing tower over here to the left. Just watch that one. The time at the top is your fastest time. The time at the bottom, got some work to do. Kerry Klein wasting no time. Hit the go button as soon as the session was ready. Who's going to be the first one to post a time here? Ooh. Keith Prince getting a little loose there. John Ross going to be our first time on the board. A 28.90, sticking right up there close to the wall as he heads through turns 1 and 2. Now down the backstretch, does he clear the wall? He does. Remember, if you touch the walls here, it invalidates your time, and you have to surrender that time. So you want to keep it off the wall as best you can. Here he is through turns 3 and 4. Gets really close to the wall. I think this is going to be a really fast time. That was a clean lap. And does he improve? Yes, he does, to a 28.64. That is the time to beat Alan Wild. Let's just put in some good time, a 29.50. And some others to put their time on the board. Carson Youngblood has crossed the stripes, a 28.87. Todd Merkel up to P3 with a 29.40. Kerry Klein, nice time, a 29.05. Good improvement over his quality time. 29.13 for Matthew Fritz. Going to be good enough for P4. See how those racers starting to put in their times. John Ross is now done with his qualifying session. 28.63 is the time to beat. Jay Stinson, nice good lap time he just put in, a 28.93. Getting a few racers now into the 28s. Matthew Fritz has improved on his second lap, a 28.88. Dustin Rogerson has now put in his time in the 23 car, a 28.89. Like he is now done. Anybody else we're waiting on? I see some people running full blast. Chase Greer, where's he at? There he is. 29.33 was his first time. Let's see if he can improve. Nicely done by Chris Cornett on his second lap. A 28.81 that puts him on the front row. Nicely done, sir. Still quite a bit of pace behind John Ross, though. I'm kind of shocked by that. Chase Greer touched the wall. Oh, no. He has botched his qualifying session, flipping down the track. Good stuff, Chase Greer. Joe Hudson making his way around the track now. All eyes on him. Hasn't put in a time quite yet. Here he goes through turns 3 and 4. Let's see just how he does. First lap. 29.06. Not too shabby. Just to make damn sure he's going to clear that wall out of turn 2, it looks like. Gets off the gas there a little bit. He goes through turns 3 and 4, getting right down there. He's going to split those dotted lines with the nose of the car. Carry as much speed as he can out of turn number 4. He gets loose, and he's going to hit the inside wall. He will not improve on his second lap time. A 29.06 will be his final time. Right now, Tommy Pulte making his way around. This might be the end of his first lap, I do believe. No, he was actually just getting started. I apologize. Christian Delgado, John O'Lynch, Nathan Brzezowski, Brian Wertman, and Jesse Callaway have not put in any times yet. They might choose to not do quali. We'll have to wait and see. That is it. Tommy Pulte did not have enough time to put in a lap time here. So, the top 14 have qualified. The other racers will join grid here in just 1 minute. We are off to the main race of the night. You see it is now really dark out. We got the lights on the track, ready to put all the cars on grid. We're just waiting on them to hit the grid, and then we'll do driver introductions and get our race started here tonight. 160 laps are scheduled. So, oh boy, oh boy. Tell him, Adam. Adam says, let's go 0X. Smoke them adrenaline guys. Boy, they got an uphill battle. I think the 0X guys can do it, though, so we'll just have to wait and see how the race unfolds here today. Adrenaline Racing has had some very solid weeks. If it hasn't been John Ross, it's been Nathan Brzezowski for the last 3 weeks. John with 2 wins, Nathan with 1, both on the Team Adrenaline. So they're on a pretty good hot streak now. We'll have to see how the others can respond here tonight. We're just waiting on 3 drivers to make grid. Here's one of them. 2 more. Waiting on our front row starter, Chris Cornett, to join grid. And then the 31 of John O'Lynch. Well, I guess we can go ahead and get started because I don't know if John O'Lynch is going to make grid. But here is your starting lineup for tonight. John Ross in the 44 car, a 28.636. Congratulations on your pole win, sir. Now let's go put it together in the race. He'll have Chris Cornett for company on the front row. In row number 2, we'll have Carson Youngblood and Matthew Fritz. In row number 3, we'll have Jay Stinson and Dustin Rogerson. In row number 4, we'll have Kerry Klein and Justin Parham. In row number 5, we'll have Derek Buckaloo and Joe Hudson. In row number 6, we'll have Keith Prince and Chase Greer. In row number 7, we'll have Todd Merkel and Christian Delgado. In row number 8, we'll have Alan Wild and last week's winner, Nathan Brzezowski. In row number 9, we will have, where we at, Jesse Callaway and Tommy Pulte. Then we'll have Brian Wertman starting back here all by himself. I do not see John O'Lynch on grid, so unfortunately, I don't think he is going to make it in with us. Let me see if I can scroll through here real quick, see if I see him on track. I do not see him anywhere on track, so unfortunately, no, he will not make it with us. Should go green flag here very, very soon. Let's go ahead and catch up with our leader. John Ross is going to be in control of our start of the race here. Pace car is off. We're going to see green flag racing here in just 1 minute. Going to get our race underway. Out of turn number 4. Green flag is now out. Good start from both the front racers here. Who's going to win the drag race into turn number 1? I think it might be John Ross, but Chris Cornett going to be up high, going to still be alongside as we go through turns number 1. Chris Cornett, quite the... that was quick. Already our first caution before we even get through the first 2 corners of the race. Unfortunately, it looks like our race winner from last week is going to be the one involved. Let's go ahead and take a look back and see exactly what brought out our very first caution here before we could even get started. Watch the 77 car. He is... oh, he just gets pinched. Around he goes. Let's have a little different view of that one here really quick. See him in the NOS car, the blue and red machine. He takes a peek to the inside and just runs out of space. I think he just kind of ping pong action. Let's take an onboard here with it really quick. We're going to be a while for this caution, so we might as well just enjoy it. Here he is. Going to take a look to the inside of the 28 car. Just got a little ambitious there. But so be it. It's going to be our first caution of the day brought out here before we even got to finish our very first lap. I do believe Nathan Brzezowski has quite the damage on the car. We'll have to see if he uses his fast repair. Remember, we do have one fast repair for each of the cars to use. You really hate to use it this early in the race, especially at a tough track here like Darlington. But what do you do? What do you do? Tommy Pulte, Brian Wortman, and Nathan Brzezowski are 3 takers for pit lane. I hate to see it. But will they start Chris Cornett up in pole position? I do not know. We didn't finish our very first lap. John O'Lynch, do I see him out on track? I do not. I just saw his name pop up. I thought he was ready to go. Hopefully we don't have too many cautions here tonight. I'd like to get this one in and done. I'm sure people would love to get this race behind them. That'll be week number 10. Can't believe it. We've already made it 10 weeks of racing so far this season. I'd like to see some green flag pit stops around here. Those are always really exciting because the track surface from pit lane up onto the the main racing line is quite hard to get to. So it makes things pretty spicy. People trying to make it down into pit lane, especially when they're carrying so much speed on those older tires. It's definitely a skill challenge, that is for sure. Lights are out on the pace car, though. It will be green flag next time by. Chris Cornett will be our leader to start us off for our very first restart of the day. John Ross is going to be on the front row as well. Row number 2 will be Matthew Fritz and Carson Youngblood in the 16 car. We'll have Dustin Rogerson and Jay Stinson going to be row number 3. Row number 4 will be Justin Parham and Kerry Klein in the 11 car. And we'll have the 81 of Derek Buckaloo and Joe Hudson in the 49 car. That'll be your top 10 for our very first restart of the day. All eyes on this man. Let's see what he can do. Now, he's going to be pinched to the inside line. I think John Ross actually prefers the higher line here, so it actually might work out pretty good for him. We'll have to wait and see how it all shakes out, but... It's almost go time, everybody. Green flag in hand. Green flag is waving, and we are now underway. Good start on the inside there by Chris Cornett. Going to go ahead and take the early advantage into turn number 1. We will immediately go to the middle of the track. John Ross going to tuck in behind. And off we go. Hopefully we can get through turns 1 and 2 this time. Caution free. Oh, Chris Cornett very loose. Coming out of turn number 2, really pushing the limits of the car. And able to hang on to it. Single file action all the way back throughout the grid. Do we have any side-by-side action? Yes, we do. Well, later on back here, we got the 12 of Todd Merkel. And is that the number 29? I think it is. Or no, that is the 13 of Christian Delgado. Just now taking that spot away. Chase Greer as well going to take that spot away. Got a good battle in front of these two. Oh, they're starting to shake it out now. Kerry Klein moving up to 8th spot. And taking that spot back away. Out of Joe Hudson now going to take an inside look through turns 3 and 4. Able to keep it off of one another. Joe Hudson gets the move done. Nicely done, sir. And behind these two, ooh, boy, we got some really close racing. Kerry Klein trying to fight off Christian Delgado, Derek Buckaloo, and Jesse Calloway. I see Chase Greer on the high side as well throughout this little group here. We got a little distance between 7th place, which is Justin Parham. We got like a little pack back here, but then the top 6 are up here all kind of by themselves. I wonder if something happened that caused that second pack to kind of fall back there a little bit. But you can see in the time gap, there's about, what, 1.4 seconds, 1.5 seconds between 6th and 7th place. And move to the inside here. Battle for the lead is on. John Ross going to take a peek to the inside. Gets way down below the dotted lines there. Chris Cornett going to have quite the advantage, though, heading out of the corner. Can he keep the car straight? Yes, he does, and he will hang on to that lead for right now. A good try there by John Ross, though. But to see if he tries that move once again. Matthew Fritz hanging on to 3rd spot right now, having a pretty good run for the day. He started back in 4th, now running in 3rd. Carson Youngblood currently in 4th. Jay Stinson going to round out your top 5 right now. Pretty good start to the race for him. The man on the mission right now is this one right here, though. The 13 of Christian Delgado. Started back in 15th position. Now he is up to 9th after getting that pass done on Kerry Klein there on the last time by. Oh, we got somebody into the fence back there. I thought it was the 28 car of Alan Wild. I think he bounced off the wall and came down into the number 1 of Keith Prince. Man, that number 3 on the side of that car is just absolutely messing with me. I keep guessing who the hell that is. I'm like, wait, who is that? Nice and smooth from everybody so far. Had that first caution, but we got that one behind us. Looks like everybody's starting to get into a good rhythm as we make our way around here. 160 laps. Oh boy, oh boy. Gonna be a long one today. We're racing to lap number 45 here for our stage number 1. Things look very dark. You want me to brighten it up? Here, watch this. You ready? About that. That a little better? I can change things up so I can go dark mode or light mode. There we go. See? All right, we got anything going on around the track? John Ross still trying to chase down Chris Cornett out front. Matthew Fritz going to be in 3rd. Carson Youngblood in 4th. Jay Stinson in 5th. Like to see Jay Stinson run up in the top 5. I feel like he's had some wretched luck this season, so hopefully he has a pretty good night here tonight. Maybe the Rusty Wallace paint scheme, maybe that's what he needs. Gives him some extra horsepower. Here's Dustin Rogerson in 6th place. All right, here is Justin Parham way back in 7th place. He's starting to gain a little ground, though, on those top 6 racers. Got 1.4 seconds in between the two now, so about a 10th taken down these last few laps. Christian Delgado still hanging on to that 8th spot, trying to fight off Joe Hudson, which is also on the mission. Started back there in 10th, now up to 9th, so feeling pretty good with the car so far. See if we got any side-by-side battles. I know we got some close racers on track, but nothing really too close. Here is, let's go ahead and take an onboard here with Nathan Brzezowski. I remember he had a very tough start to the race. Brought out our very first caution before we could even complete one lap, but at least he got that fast repair. Now back on the mission. Started in 16th, now up to 13th. Now takes a look to the inside of the number 11 of Kerry Klein. So head into the corner. Can he clear? He does. Nicely done. Now up to 12th. Hello, Derek. Welcome in, buddy. Good battle for the lead right now. John Ross. Oh, boy. That was a good one. Got it done. Now let's watch what Chris Cornett is going to do as we head down the front stretch here. Ooh, gets a little bit into the wall. See if he can get the move done as we head down the backstretch into turn number 3. Going to run the higher line than John Ross. John's going to be a little bit lower than I'm used to seeing him run, but let's see how it works out as we head out of turn number 4 and down the front stretch. Yeah, I think Chris Cornett got a little bit better exits. This track is just so hard to pass, though. You really just got to throw it in there and take the dive into the corner and then hope like hell the car sticks. Gets into the fence there a little bit. Going to lose a little ground to John Ross. Rest of the top 6 looks like they're just all single file, starting to spread out here a little bit. Justin Parham back here in 7th. Not much has changed back here for your top 10. Derek Buckaloo and Nathan Brzezowski having a pretty good little scrap. I think Nathan's actually gaining on him. He was a full 10th faster than Derek Buckaloo in the 81 car right here in front of him. Take a little bit of action here with them. Kind of excited to see just how bad the fall off is here in these cars. I've never really actually done a race in the Next Gen Series at Darlington. All right, good deal, Zach. Thank you for the feedback, man. Yeah, if you guys ever have like if anything's too loud or you can't hear something or something doesn't look right, yeah, just please let me know in chat. I can fix stuff on the fly. I really appreciate the feedback. Good move to the outside by Nathan Brzezowski. Boy, I tell you what, he was threading the needle there. Oh, boy. We're going to actually take a look back at that here in just 1 minute because that looked a hell of a lot closer than what I thought it was going to end up being. But here you go. Here he makes the move to the outside and gets a little bit squeezed. Oh, now actually he comes down the track a little bit. Good job by the by the 81 car to keep it off of him. I thought they were going to go around. My goodness. Good stuff. But Nathan has a clear track out in front of him now. We'll see just what he can do with it. Up to 11th. We're starting to catch up to some lap traffic. So we'll have to see just how much of a factor that plays into it. Carson Youngblood all over the back of the 29 of Matthew Fritz. This is the battle for third position. Lap traffic going to move down to the inside here. With the top racers, all the space in the world to work with. Awful nice of them to go clear way down below the dotted lines. We don't see that very often. Ooh, man, you can start to see, I think they're starting to struggle a little bit for some grip. See him having to work the wheel, get a little bounce off the wall out of turn number 2. There it is, the 74 machine of Brian Wortman, letting all the leaders go on by. Oh boy, man. Carson Youngblood, I think he actually did end up touching the wall there a little bit. Good battle back here. Justin Parham has actually dropped a spot. Lost it to the 23 of Dustin Rogerson. He was leading this little group back here. Or no, I apologize. That is incorrect. Dustin Rogerson was actually further ahead. Justin Parham has actually caught him. For some reason, I thought that was the 23. It's actually the 13 that was behind him. Heading out of the corner now. Down the front stretch on to lap number 24. There's still some battles out here that are pretty good. A lot of people riding. Ooh, a little bounce off the wall there for Justin Parham. A lot of people riding in that single file line, probably just trying to survive here. Ooh, a little touch of the wall there. Actually, a big touch of the wall for the 23 of Dustin Rogerson. Going to go 3 wide into turn 3. Somehow, some way they make it. But now we got a good battle up ahead of these two. Christian Delgado and Justin Parham side by side as we head out of the corner. Oh, man, that's a terrible camera angle. Couldn't even see none of the action. The darn fence. Nicely done to Justin Parham. Takes advantage of Dustin Rogerson bouncing off the wall there and slowing down the 13 of Christian Delgado. Now he is up to 6th. Thought Christian was going to have the move, I'm not going to lie. Anything going on out front? John Ross, quite the advantage. 1.3 seconds over Chris Cornett now. Third place, Carson Youngblood and Matthew Fritz. Not really much of a battle. Matthew hanging on to it pretty darn solid right now. Carson Youngblood actually touched the fence there a little bit. That's going to allow Jay Stinson to have quite the run heading down the backstretch. Take a little onboard here with Jay Stinson. See if he can chase down Carson Youngblood. I see something has happened to Tommy Pulte. We'll have to take a look back at that here in just 1 minute. And Smooth heading down the backstretch now. 3/10 separate these two. Uh-oh. Happened to Matthew Fritz up there. I think he might have just overdrove that corner a little bit. Oh, yellow flag is now out. I don't see anything that has caused the caution. So I'm kind of wondering why. It wasn't the end of our stage. Our end of our stage is at lap 45. I'm not sure. Well, let's go ahead and take a look back and see what happened to Tommy Pulte. Something happened to him back here. It said that he crashed. Well, iRacing, you lied to me. The man didn't crash. He's just going real slow. We'll see if we have any takers for pit lane. Looks like we do. We got some of the leaders heading down now. Matthew Fritz in pit lane. Joe Hudson as well, going to take a trip down pit lane. Chase Greer going to be in behind him. Do I see the 23? I do. The 23 of Dustin Rogerson coming down pit lane. Jesse Calloway. I think when we go green flag racing, it should be somewhere around lap 32, 33. So we should have, what, 12 lap run until the end of our first stage. Could work out for a few people. Our leaders have chosen to stay out. So the 44 of John Ross is going to lead us off. Let's see what's happening in pit lane. Quick set of tires there for Matthew Fritz. Comes back out on track. Joe Hudson going to come out right behind him. Chase Greer going to lose a spot here in pit lane, unfortunately, to Joe Hudson. Callaway done with his pit stop. Dustin Rogerson coming out of pit lane as well. Keith Prince. What Tommy Pulte's doing. I'm wondering what happened to Tommy. I don't know, but he's going a few laps down here. Maybe had some technical issues, don't know. Nonetheless, see if we have lights out on the pace car this time by. And yes, we do. We will go green flag racing next time by. 44 of John Ross is going to lead us off. We'll have the 88 of Chris Cornett as well on the front row. Row number 2 will be Carson Youngblood and Jay Stinson. Let's see what he can do. Justin Parham going to be on the inside of row number 3 with Christian Delgado alongside. Nathan Brzezowski, last week's winner. Pretty wretched start to the race, but boy, he's having a pretty good run here at the end of stage number 1, all the way up to 7th spot. He'll have Derek Buckaloo alongside him in row number 4. Row number 5 will be Todd Merkel and Alan Wild on the high side, and that is your top 10 for our second restart of the day. All eyes on the 44, though. He'll be the one in control of our restart here. Biggest mover of the race is the number 77 of Nathan Brzezowski. And that NOS car, man, I tell you what, I thought he was actually going to have a really bad day. And I was completely wrong. We're in 7th spot right now. Got to be happy with that. He's got a pretty good shot here at the end of stage number 1 to make up some spots. Green flag, here it is in hand. The green flag is now out. We are underway. Pretty good start there for the front row crew. Very close to one another. Who's going to win the race into turn number 1? I think it might be the 44 of John Ross. Actually gets a little loose there. Slides up the track. Will he still win the race? Yes, he does, out of turn number 2. And there he goes back to the lead spot where he likes to be. Chris Cornett going to tuck in second. Good battle for third, though. Christian Delgado takes a peek on the inside of the number 2 of Jay Stinson. There they are through 3 and 4. Still wheel to wheel out of turn number 4. Christian gives him plenty of space. Now he's going to tuck into line. So Jay Stinson going to be up to 3rd spot. Man, what a day so far for him. There is the number 16 car of Carson Youngblood. Going to round out top 5 right now. Some good battles in behind these two. Derek Buckaloo going to be on the high side. The 29 of Matthew Fritz trying to get the move done. Can he do it? Looks like yes. Yes, he does. Matthew Fritz on those new tires. We'll see just how it all pays off. He is the leading car in that pack that went down pit lane. You can see what Joe Hudson does as well in the 49 car. Those fresh tires are definitely going to pay off at the end of stage 1 if they got enough time. If we stay green flag all the way through, I think it's really, really going to pay off. But we'll have to see how it all plays out. John Ross starting to put some time in between him and Chris Cornett out front. Oh, the 81 car of Derek Buckaloo bounces off the wall pretty hard there. Going to lose a few spots. Yes, yes he does. Matthew Fritz moves to the inside of the 19 of Justin Parham. Gets it done, now up to 6th. He is a rocket ship right now. Actually had the same exact lap time as our leader out front with clean air, and he is in traffic. So yeah, the 29 car feeling pretty darn good right now. Now he's going to try to get a top 5 spot here from the 16 of Carson Youngblood, and yes, he does it. Man on a mission right now. Jay Stinson going to be the next one up. Let's go ahead and take an onboard here with the 29 car. See just how smooth. It's always nice to have that fresh rubber on the car. Move to the inside here down the back stretch. And there he goes. I don't think there'll be much of a fight here between him and the 2 machine. These two cars are up next. Christian Delgado and Chris Cornett battling for that second spot, but they're going to have a little bit of company here in just 1 minute. Joe Hudson making a move to the inside of Carson Youngblood as well. And now he gets that done and up to 6th. Oh, we got a wreck in behind him. Chase Greer and Carson Youngblood get into one another. You see all the sparks. Oh, goodness. A lot of damage there to Carson Youngblood. If he's going to try to eke it out here a little bit and get to the end of the stage, he is not. He's going to take it down pit lane. Man, that is unfortunate. I don't think I even have a shot of it, unfortunately. Battle for third spot, and that is now over. Man, that was fast. Look at the 49 of Joe Hudson. He is just following right in behind the 29 of Matthew Fritz as they storm their way to the front. Matthew has now caught the 88 of Chris Cornett. Battle for second position. 1.6 second advantage for the leader out front, though. I don't know if Matthew's going to have enough time to catch him. He's going to run out of tire before he gets there, but racing side by side with Chris Cornett is not going to help the case. Boy, he gets right up against that fence. You saw the sparks flying. He would not be denied, and up to second he goes. Now Joe Hudson going to try to do the same thing. He's right on the heels of the 88 car. To head down the back stretch. Move to the inside. There he goes. And you can see in the rearview mirror is the 88 car. The move is complete. Nicely done, Joe Hudson. Now into a top 3 spot. Kind of wondering who's the faster between these two, Matthew Fritz and Joe Hudson, because Joe was actually 0.2 faster than Matthew Fritz on the last lap. Oh, John Ross. They are reeling him in. He had a 1.6 second lead out front, and you can see it is now cut in half in 2 laps. Oh, John Ross, he's a sitting duck. He is a sitting duck. Matthew Fritz feeling good, buddy. 4 laps left here in stage number 1. Get through turns 1 and 2 once more. Battle for the lead is now on. They have caught him. Matthew Fritz taking a look to the inside. John Ross surrenders the lead with not much fight. He said, listen, boys, I'm no dummy. I'm the points leader for a reason. It's because I race smart. Take the position if you want it. Now it's up to these two to battle out for that top spot. Who's going to be the winner of stage number 1? Joe Hudson actually tracking a little bit faster than Matthew Fritz that time around. About 2/10 separating these two racers right now. Who's going on behind them? Chris Cornett falling back a little bit. Christian Delgado falling back a little bit as well. Keith Prince, one of the racers on the fresh tires, now up to 6th spot. Reeling in the 13, Christian Delgado. Here he is down at the front stretch into turn 1. Gonna take a little bit higher line of entry. See that push that the 13's getting with those older tires through the middle of 1 and 2. Down the back stretch we go. Good exit there by Keith Prince. Maybe has a shot to the inside here in 3. He goes ahead and takes it. Can he get the move done? It looks like yes, he does. He might get 2 in 1 corner. He's on the inside of the 88 of Chris Cornett. Heading out of turn number 4. A little bit of shove there by Christian Delgado. Give him a little bit of boost action down into the corner. Uh-oh, Chris Cornett touches the wall there a little bit through the middle of the corner. Anything going on up front? No, Matthew Fritz is actually starting to pull away now up to almost half a second advantage out front. All right, let's take an onboard here with Keith Prince on those fresher tires, trying to find his way around the 88 car. Not able to do so just yet. This is going to be the end of our stage. I don't know if he's going to have enough time to get the move done if he doesn't make it now. He's going to take the plunge into 3. Oh, no, he locks him up. Going to slide up into the wall. Oh, man. Heartbreak. Gonna lose actually a spot, maybe two. Christian Delgado, yes, does get the move done. Man, you hate to see it. There it is. There's our caution flag for the end of stage number 1. Nicely done to Matthew Fritz in the 29 car. He will be the winner. We'll have Joe Hudson in second. John Ross will end up in third spot. Chris Cornett going to be in fourth. And Chase Greer will round out your top 5. Keith Prince, Christian Delgado, Jay Stinson, Justin Parham, and Derek Buckaloo. That was your top 10. 17 cars still running here in the race. 3 cars out. 15 cars on the lead lap. Now we'll see some of these cars come down pit lane. I do wonder if the boys that pitted on lap 28 will come down. Yes, it does look like they will. I think everybody's going to take advantage here of our yellow flags. Some fresh tires on those things. We're about a little bit past a fourth of the way done. What happened there? What are we doing here? Why are we doing domino effects? Coming into pit lane. Thought some people are going to run into one another. See the damage to Chase Greer to the right front of the car. We're going to want to get that a little bit repaired. Down pit lane now, Matthew Fritz. Let's see if he can come out of pit lane as the leader as well. Everybody wants to slide through their pit box. Nice clean stops, everybody. No pressure. Keith Prince. How did he end up in the lead? Nicely done, Matthew Fritz. Good clean stop. Going to come out the winner of the pit road show. John Ross, nicely done. Going to jump some spots. I wonder what happened to Joe Hudson. Actually lost a couple spots to John Ross and Chris Cornett. He did beat Christian Delgado out of pit lane, though. I think Keith Prince might have missed his pit box. He did. Okay. I saw him come down pit lane, and I was like, wait, how did he get his pit stop done so fast? Thought maybe he took fuel only and just went back out there, but no, I think he just missed the old pit box. All right, little break in the action here. Took a little pit stop myself right there. Got me a nice cold drink of peach tea. Much better now. All right, getting ready to go back. Green flag racing. Pit stops are now done. So we've got some people in pit lane, though. Joe Hudson's still in pit lane. I wonder if he got caught speeding or something. I'm not quite sure. But he's still in there nonetheless. Lights are out on the pace car. We'll be green flag. Our third restart, well, our second restart. No, third restart of the day, I'm right. The 29 of Matthew Fritz going to lead us off. John Ross as well going to be on the front row. Chris Cornett and Jay Stinson will be in row number 2. Row number 3 will be Christian Delgado and Derek Buckaloo. Nathan Brzezowski and Alan Wild will be in row number 4. And rounding out your top 10 will be Todd Merkel and Dustin Rogerson. Green flag in hand. Barney ready to let him go.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag is out. Let's see who's going to win the race and determine the winner. Wow. What a start on the inside for the 29 of Matthew Fritz, man. The 44 just didn't go anywhere. Chris Cornett as well going to get by and take away second spot. You don't see a little mess up by the 44 very often, but that was not a great restart. He's usually the very solid racer. Single file as we go out throughout the grid. Here is the 77 making a move to the inside of the 81 of Derek Buckaloo. Not able to get the run out of the corner. Everybody on those fresher tires. Car's feeling good right now. Nathan really driving the car into the corner. We have a battle for the lead. It looks like Chris Cornett somehow got by, and he made it look pretty darn easy. Let's take a look back. I accidentally missed that. Sorry, everybody. Here he is taking the dive into turn number 3. Oh, yeah, Matthew just overdrove the corner and got to the wall. And there was the pass for the lead. That's how Chris has taken over the show. Man, Matthew Fritz again going to slide up and into the wall. He's going to lose another spot. He might lose 2 here. Christian Delgado going to take a look to the inside as we head down the front stretch here. So John Ross now up to second. Yes, Christian Delgado gets the move done. Matthew Fritz drops yet another spot. Nathan Brzezowski, good run in the middle of the corner. Going to be on the inside of the 81 of Derek Buckaloo. They touch a little bit coming out of turn number 2. Might get it done, and yes he does. Up to 6th spot he goes. Started 16th, now in 6th, but our biggest mover of the race, Christian Delgado. Nicely done, sir. Up to 3rd spot now. Good battle for the lead. John Ross on the inside of the 88 of Chris Cornett. Chris going to touch the wall there a little bit. It actually helped him out. Quite the speed. A burst out of the corner. 3/10 the advantage as we head down the back stretch. See what we got going on throughout the grid here. Not too much going on. Everybody just logging some laps. Our next caution flag for the end of stage number 2 will be at lap 75. So we're not too far away from that. Get back on board here with John Ross. Just want to take a peek around, see what was going on. Not much. 6 seconds in between the top 10 right now. John Ross reeling in the 88 car. Catching and passing are 2 different things. Let's see if he can get the move done, though. Chris Cornett, just a little shallow entry, going to get into the wall, get a little loose there through the middle of the corner. I think he's actually going to use John Ross to straighten the car out. But yes, he will surrender the lead. Move complete. Now, Christian Delgado going to take a look to the inside of Chris Cornett. If he can take advantage of that little bobble that Cornett had out of there. He is not going to be able to do it. And let's watch that again from the outside view because that looked wild to me. Yeah, you can see the 88 get super loose. My goodness. Holy smokes. That was way better, or way worse from the outside. It looked a lot better when we were on the cockpit cam. It didn't look like he got all that loose, but boy, he was real sideways heading out of the corner. Looks like he's got his bearings about him again, though. Starting to put a little bit of distance in between him and Christian Delgado behind. Still pretty close, though. Jay Stinson, still a very solid race in the 4th spot right now. See what he looks like on the wheel. Nice and smooth through the corner. Looks like he's feeling pretty good with the car right now. Big gap in between Jay Stinson and Nathan Brzezowski, though. 3 seconds. No, 2 seconds, I apologize. 2 seconds. Almost 3 seconds. Jay had to really get out of the throttle there to keep from pushing up into the wall. See that big gap back here to Nathan Brzezowski in 5th. He's got a big gap back to Matthew Fritz in 6th place. Field very spread out right now. I see Justin Parham putting some pressure on the 81 of Derek Buckaloo. We'll focus on this battle for just a minute. It's a battle for 9th spot. Much doing. There is a pass back here going on. Dustin Rogerson gets by Kerry Klein. Made that look pretty effortless. 15 cars still on the lead lap. Got Carson Youngblood and Brian Workman 1 lap down. Jesse Calloway, Tommy Pulte, John O. Lynch, which did not start the race. Those are our 3 racers out. Really thought Christian Delgado was going to try to make a move to the inside there. He had a really good corner. Not much doing at the moment. On lap number 64, getting ready to start lap number 65. Got 10 laps left to go here in stage number 2. Here we go. We got some action going on back here. Justin Parham, Derek Buckaloo, and Todd Merkel all battling for the 7th spot. Oh, we got some action. There's a lot of action going on. Somehow, some way, they did not tear the cars up. I thought that was going to be so much worse than what it was. Man, Justin Parham lost out a lot there, though. Lost all of his momentum, all of his speed, and all those positions all in one moment. Going to fall all the way back to 13th position. John Ross out here on a race all by himself with 2 seconds advantage out front. Chris Cornett still has Christian Delgado breathing down the neck here. Oh boy, I thought he was going to touch the wall. Well, he is all over the gearbox of the 88 of Chris Cornett's. Just cannot find the place to get alongside, though. That's the tough part right now. Touch the wall there a little bit, almost again out of the exit of the corner. It's going to allow the 2 of Jay Stinson to really catch up to Christian here. We wonder what happened to our stage 1 winner, Matthew Fritz. He's lost a couple positions the last 2 laps. He lost one to Dustin Robertson and just lost another to Justin Parham. He's kind of trying to look at the car here, see if he's got any damage. Doesn't look like he's damaged the car in any way. It looks pretty good. Struggling for some grip right now. We're about 5 laps away from the end of stage number 2. John Ross just about has it locked down. He's got a 2-second lead out front. Chris Cornett right here that we're watching is in 2nd. Christian Delgado back here in 3rd. He's lost a little bit of ground to Chris Cornett. That battle's kind of over. Jay Stinson starting to fade here a little bit as well. Yeah, the top 5 very spread out. There's Alan Wild. Yeah, there ain't nobody close to one another right now. I think everybody's starting to struggle here a little bit. I guess this is the closest battle on track. Chase Greer, Kerry Klein, and Keith Prince will take an onboard here with Kerry Klein. He's kind of stuck here in the middle between these 2. You see in the rearview mirror, that is Keith Prince. And then Chase Greer out in front of him. Cars really starting to push there at the end of the exits. Get a little snappy loose out of the corner. Matthew Fritz struggling up in front of these this pack of racers right here, just touching the wall there a little bit through the middle of the corner. Oh, he's overdrove it a little bit. Carson Youngblood has taken the car to pit lane. He done for the day? I believe yes. Yes, he is. I'm working in pit lane at the moment. Been in there for quite some time. Might be done with it. Looks like Kerry Klein has gotten by the 8 of Chase Greer. I think Chase actually got into the wall there a little bit. We can take a look back and see how the pass was made. Oh, yep, got a little loose out of the corner. Kerry Klein with a good run down the back stretch, and there he goes. Zooming on by. Up to 12th he goes. This battle's starting to turn into something here at the end of the stage. Not going to have enough time, though, unfortunately. Looks like our winner of stage number 2 is going to be John Ross, unless something catastrophic happens, and I don't think that's going to happen. See caution flag here in just one moment. What a drive here for stage number 2 for the 44 of John Ross. Fell a little bit short there in stage number 1 on those older tires. A pretty smart strategy by Matthew Fritz and Joe Hudson to finish 1-2 for stage 1. Christian Delgado's catching Chris Cornett quite the pace here. Run out of time, though, unfortunately. All right. Pit stops coming up. I think just about every single racer is going to come down pit lane. Have to wait and see. They got to catch up to the pace car first. Some big splits in between all of the racers towards the end of stage number 2. It was definitely not like that for stage number 1. Got to see how this longer green flag stint will do here for the remainder of the race. We should go green flag racing a little bit past the halfway point, probably lap 81. Racers making their way down pit lane now, though. John Ross going to lead us in. Chris Cornett going to be right in behind him. Christian Delgado, Jay Stinson, Nathan Brzezowski. That's how they head into pit lane. We'll see how they exit. Looks like the 81 of Derek Buckaloo has missed pit lane, everybody. I think he was trying to go down pit lane, but missed the entry there. We'll say this is not the easiest pit entrance in the game. That is for darn sure. It's a little bit blind when you're in the cockpit. If John Ross wins the race off a pit lane, I do believe he will. Has that number 1 pit box. Definitely always a nice advantage. Pit lane we go. Yes, he will win the race off of pit lane. Christian Delgado, good stop. Going to put him up to 2nd position. Chris Cornett going to come out in 3rd. Jay Stinson in 4th. Nathan Brzezowski going to round out your top 5. Alan Wild going to be in 6th. We'll see if Derek Buckaloo chooses to go down pit lane. He hasn't been down pit lane since lap number 47, so if he does not, he will be suffering quite quickly. Well, he didn't take it this time by. What is that? What happened to Nathan Brzezowski? It said he crashed? I don't think so. Or did he? I think he was just on the inside line here going very slow, so everybody thought he crashed. Yeah, I think he's perfectly fine, yeah. All right, Derek Buckaloo has chosen to stay out, everybody. Would everybody please say a prayer for the 81 car that he doesn't get ran over completely with everybody on brand new tires. Lights are out on the pace car. Green flag next time by. It will be on lap number 80, not lap number 81. We got it in 1 lap sooner than I thought we would, so we should start the race right at the halfway point. Want everybody else to catch up. Where is Dustin Anderson? There he is. Todd Merkel, he's somewhere back here as well. And so is Justin Parham. They should catch up to the back of the pack before we go green flag. So Derek Buckaloo and John Ross on the front row. Christian Delgado and Chris Cornett going to be in row number 2. Row number 3 will be Jay Stinson and Alan Wild. Keith Prince and Matthew Fritz in row number 4. And Chase Greer and Kerry Klein going to round out your top 10 for our 4th restart of the race here. Green flag in hand. Green flag is out. It's a waving. See what the 81 car can do on the inside line. It gets a nice start here. He will go ahead and take the lead heading into turn number 1. Christian Delgado going to be smelling that front row spot. Oh boy. Oh boy. And there he goes. Move already made, and to the lead he goes. Quite easy on those fresh tires. John Ross actually going to get hung up here in behind these two. Jay Stinson going to make a move to the inside. The 88 of Chris Cornett going to try to follow suit. So we head out of turn number 4. Yes, they will take the top 3 spots. Chris Cornett going to now take a peek to the inside of the number 2 of Jay Stinson, and yes, he gets that move done, now up to second. Derek Buckaloo really struggling for grip. John Ross gets by. There goes Matthew Fritz. Now Alan Wild going to try to do the same thing. Chris Cornett very loose out of the corner. Goes way down low on the track. Does end up hanging on to it, though. Jay Stinson going to have a move to the outside. Not able to lock it down, though. Good recovery by Chris Cornett. Alan Wild now going to make a move to the inside and gets it done. Derek Buckaloo falling all the way back to 7th position here on our first 2 laps under green. Now let's see what Christian Delgado, he's been a rocket ship all day long. Started back in 15th. He is now your leader out front on lap number 82. See if he can hang on to it for the rest of the race. That's going to be a tall task. We will have to go down pit lane sometime or another, whether it's under green flag conditions or yellow. We have no more yellow flags scheduled. That's all the stages we got for today. But we'll see how it goes. We saw how these cars really start to struggle for grip towards the end of those runs. So we'll have to wait and see. Got a little mix-up going on back here. Derek Buckaloo's probably regretting not getting tires because he is all the way back to 10th spot right now, getting ready to lose that spot. Yes, he does. Kerry Klein makes it by. Joe Hudson going to be the next car up. Oh, what happened to Justin Parham? Something flashed up, said that he crashed. Let's go ahead and take a look and see what happened. Like he might have wanted to come to pit lane. Just spun the car out here. Oh boy, he hit the entrance of pit lane. That'll do it. He might just be done for the day. I don't know if he had a faster pair left, but if he did, he's going to have to use it now. John Ross really storming up through the field, trying to go ahead and get that track position while he's got these fresh tires on the back of the 88 of Chris Cornett. Pace just about the same between these two. I think they're actually reeling in the 13 of Christian Delgado. Might have a 3-car battle for the lead here in just a minute. Oh boy, everybody touching the wall there a little bit out of turn 4. See the sparks just flying around here. Boy, John Ross, quite the run there in turn number 3. Ran out of space to get alongside, though. Yeah, they are definitely catching the 13 of Christian Delgado at a rate of speed right now. 3/10 the advantage for the man out front. Matthew Fritz, our stage 1 winner, back into the top 5 spot. Had a kind of rough stage 2 there. But right back in the thick of things when the time matters. Oh, Chris Cornett touched the wall there again. John Ross might try it here. He's into turn number 1 on the inside. Ran out of speed. Chris Cornett loves that high line, buddy. He has rubbed that wall about 100 times here tonight and only 89 laps. If we got anything else going on throughout the grid. Chase Stinson still a solid race there in 4th. Good run out of the corner by John Ross. This might be a pretty good shot here. To the inside he goes through turns 1 and 2. Chris Cornett going to go really high up against the fence. Oh boy, I love it. I love watching these two race each other. They're always pushing each other's limits here. Little shove from behind by the 44 of John Ross. But get on with it, buddy. You're holding us up. You're letting that 13 car drive off into the sunset. 1.1 second advantage out front now for Christian Delgado in that 13 car. Tell you what, Jay Stinson, he's got the best seats in the house. This is what he's looking at right now. Staring down these two. Got that 29 of Matthew Fritz in the rearview mirror. Got a pretty good 3-car battle going on back here, I see. The 49 of Joe Hudson trying to fight off Keith Prince and Dustin Rogerson in the 23 car. John Ross, here he goes to the inside for P2. Not able to seal the deal just yet. Can he do it? Oh, Chris Cornett really loose out of the corner, but able to carry the speed down the front stretch. Still wheel to wheel as we head into turn number 1. Boy, I tell you what. Chris Cornett can wheel the shit out of a car. Look at that. Gonna hang on to 2nd spot somehow, some way. Nicely done. This is the battle for 11th spot. Joe Hudson hangs on to it for now. Keith Prince gonna try to go too deep into the corner. Gets into Joe Hudson. Catches up Dustin Rogerson as well. Yes, Joe Hudson into the wall once again. And there we go. We might have a caution here. Well, he's trying to get a caution. He's parked on track, boys. Caution flag, anybody? Joe Hudson wanted one bad, buddy, but he's not going to get it. Oh, no. Had to pull down off the track surface to get out of the way for the racers. Man, that is Joe Hudson's day ruined. Let's see exactly. Let's take a look back. Let's see exactly what happened here. Here they were racing wheel to wheel. Looks like, oh, yeah. Keith Prince overdrove the corner, got into Joe Hudson. That caught him up. Yeah, just took a lot of damage, and into the wall he goes. There you have it. He tried to get him a caution flag, but he could not get it, unfortunately. Christian Delgado now catching up to the 81 of Derek Buckaloo. Man, he is struggling. Here's the battle for 2nd place right now. It's still hot and heavy. Ooh, boy, lap traffic going to cause a little bit of an issue here. Chris Cornett going to have to go very low. John Ross trying to take an advantage of this little mix-up here with some lap traffic. Not able to do so, though. Got some more out in front of these racers. Jay Stinson now going to try to get that lap car put behind him, and yes, he does, and so does Matthew Fritz. Chris Cornett up into the fence once again. Dustin Rogerson is now taking that car down pit lane. We kind of knew he would. He had a lot of damage to that car. Whatever happened to Joe Hudson? Is he out? He's still out there running on the track. Ooh, bouncing off the wall there once more. Looking on board here with John Ross. Still trying to make his way by Chris Cornett. Just has not found the right time or the right opportunity to get that move done. Been battling for quite some time. We stay under green conditions. I do wonder when they're going to choose to come down pit lane. Remember, everybody came down pit lane at the end of stage 2, which was at lap number 77. So got about 22 laps on these tires. I don't know what a fuel window looks like in these cars. Oh, John Ross. Oh, no. He's getting into the 88 car. And around he goes. That is second and third place, everybody. Around on track.
Right, man, caution is out.
And yes, caution flag is out. Oh, no. The 77 of Nathan Brzezowski, the teammate of 44 of John Ross, going to get into the back of him. Oh boy, sparks are flying, timbers are flaring here at Darlington. Oh baby, let's go ahead and take a look back and see exactly what happened here. I think John Ross just drove it in a little bit deep, was starting to get a little impatient. Got into the 88 and the 88 just couldn't recover. John got on the brakes hard to try to slow down to let him correct, but I think the damage was done. It was a little too late. And around she goes. So the 44 is going to sustain some damage here. Let's watch back and see what happens to Chris Cornett. Does he get a little damage on his car when he tries to drive off? Did he drive into the wall? I couldn't see him. He was out of frame there. Looks like he just got a spin, so not much damage right here. He might be okay. Nope, spins the car around. He should be all right. Might have to get some new tires, you know, that kind of jazz, but the car should be just fine. Looks like everybody coming down pit lane. Christian Delgado going to lead us in. Jay Stinson going to be in second now. Matthew Fritz up to third. John Ross scored in fourth position. Coming down pit lane now. Nathan Brzezowski going to be in fifth. Boy, that was exciting stuff. You don't usually see second and third place take each other out. This is going to be really good for Joe Hudson, though. I know he had a ton of damage. Looks like he still does. We'll see when he comes down pit lane. Going to win the race off of pit lane. Winner is Christian Delgado. Jay Stinson will come out in second. Third place will be Matthew Fritz. John Ross in fourth. Alan Wild going to be in fifth. So just about as they came in, they head out. Chase Greer going to be in sixth. Chris Cornett still parked in pit lane. Wonder if he's trying to save his faster pair, maybe? Don't know. Kerry Klein still in pit lane. Nathan Brzezowski coming out of pit lane. Hopefully he had, I don't know if he still had a faster pair, because remember he was caught up in our very first caution of the day before we even got through turns 1 and 2. Took quite a bit of damage. I think he might have used his faster pair then, so I don't know. Chase Greer coming back down pit lane, it looks like. Lights are off on the pace car, though. We're getting ready to go green flag racing. We're heading through turns 1 and 2 right now. Like Jay Stinson will be scored our leader. Maybe Christian Delgado just wanted the high line. Don't quite know. Nonetheless, those two will be on the front row together. In row number 2, we'll have John Ross and Matthew Fritz. In row number 3, we'll have Alan Wild in the 28 car and Nathan Brzezowski going to be in the 77. Then we'll have Kerry Klein and Chris Cornett going to be in the 4th row. And then 5th row will be Chase Greer in the 8 car, coming out of pit lane now. And looks like Keith Prince. Pace car is off. Green flag in hand. Let's see how this restart goes. 5th restart of the day. Good start on the high side by Christian Delgado. He will take the lead. And away we go on lap 104. John Ross will secure 2nd position. Jay Stinson going to fall back into 3rd. Nathan Brzezowski going to be in 4th. And Matthew Fritz going to run out your top 5 as we head down the backstretch. If we got any moves being made. Chris Cornett, there he is. He'll be back in 7th. Going to try to make his way back up to the front. He's had a ton of speed all day long. I think he's got that car all repaired up, so he should be good. To the inside of the 28 car now as we go through the corner. Can he get the move done? Yes. Yes, he does. Up to 6th he goes. I think Christian Delgado might be the car to beat today. Ever since he's been out front, boy, he's been looking pretty darn good. See if we got any other battles for position here throughout the track. Everybody on fresh tires. Joe Hudson get his car fixed. He did not. Still a lot of damage to that car. He'll be struggling for a lot of pace. Probably praying for another caution. Less than 2/10 separate the top two cars now. John Ross on a mission, trying to gain that lead spot. Let's go ahead and take it on board with him. You see the 13 car of Christian Delgado right here in front of him. Boy, Christian blinking a lot for me. Hope John Ross isn't saying that. Probably makes him a little nervous getting close to that car. Good run out of the corner here. Down into turn one. Not going to take the dive. Little touch of the ball there for Christian Delgado. Gets a little loose out of the corner. This might be John Ross's shot. He's going to take a look to the inside in turn three. Drives it in deep. Can he make it stick? Yes, he does. And there he goes to the lead. Nicely done, John Ross, a new leader of the race now. On to lap number 109. See if we got any position battles back here. I'm not seeing any right now. Alan Wild was catching up to Chris Cornett there for just a second. Looks like he's falling a little bit behind now. About 3/10 separate these two. What happened to our other racers? Right now we got what? 14 cars running. Justin Rogerson, our lead, or our last car on track right now. 3 laps down. Justin Parham not had a great race either. Been very competitive, but been caught up in a few things. Now 1 lap down. So has Derek Buckaloo getting caught out on those old tires. Really struggling there. I'm sure he was glad to see pit lane there when he got his fresh tires. And of course, Joe Hudson with all that damage. He is struggling for pace right now. Still on the lead lap though, so hopefully he can hang in there and get himself fixed up. Here's a pretty good battle right here. Todd Merkel going back to 10th. Chase Greer moving up to 9th. Taking on board here with Alan Wild. He's chasing down the 88 of Chris Cornett. He gets close every now and then, but then falls back a little bit. Let's see if he can find that right opportunity to get that move done. Really good corner right there. Called a ton of time up to the 88 car. Like that might be the point where he is struggling through turns 3 and 4. This right here is the closest battle on track. Well, I should say. Todd Merkel and Chase Greer battling for a spot here. Looks like Todd is going to make his way by. Chase looks like he's got a little damage still. Did I see that right on the front of that car? Like the nose is a little banged up on it. Yeah, starting to lose some spot. There goes Justin Parham driving by into the fence. He goes. Yeah, you can see the damage to the nose of that car. Just not sitting right. Chris Cornett catching up to Matthew Fritz here. This is the battle for 5th. Looks like Chris will get the job done. Wasn't much of a battle. We might actually get to hear from Jay Stinson in the top 3. I hope so. Chris Cornett catching the 77 at a rate of speed right now. 2/10 faster last time by. No, 4/10 faster. I apologize. 4/10 faster than the 77. Here he goes. Move to the inside. This is the battle for 4th. Oh, they touch. He pushes the 77 into the wall. 77 going to drive it home, and he will hang on to that spot. I think they got out of the throttle there. I don't think he felt too good about that. See if he's going to reset and try it again down the front stretch. He takes a look to the inside. Oh, they touch again. 77 again, going to get into the fence here through turns 1 and 2. Going to have a nice run out of the corner for 2, and yes, he will hang on to the spot. This is allowing the 29 of Matthew Fritz. You can see him in the rearview mirror right here. He's starting to catch up to these two. They're battling for this spot, slowing each other down. Good run out of the corner for the 88. Here he goes. Move to the inside once more. Oh, just going to give him a shot from behind. Oh my goodness, he almost drove right through the 77. Really gets into the bumper of him there. Move to the inside he goes. Does the 77 give him all the space in the world? Yes, he does. Look at the damage on the front of the 88 now, though. He's got damage to the nose of the car. Still side by side as we head down the front stretch on to lap 120. 77 hanging strong right now. Gonna bounce off the wall, almost gets into the 88. Run out of the corner. They touch, going down the back stretch. The 29 of Matthew Fritz said, oh boy, I don't know if this is a good place to be or not. Boy, I tell you what, no love lost between these two, it doesn't look like. They're touching, they're beating and banging all the way through turns 1 and 2. Here comes the 29, quite the run out of the corner. He is going to be right here on the bumper of both of them. 88 overdrives the corner into the 77. We almost go 3 wide. I think the 77 is going to lose out here, and yes, he does. Chris Cornett has now got the move done. Up to 4th he goes. Matthew Fritz trying to take advantage of the situation. Takes an inside line here on the 77. Oh, the 77 too much fence that time. Could not get the car to rotate, and he will lose a spot to the 29 of Matthew Fritz. Good stuff. Here is your leader right now. Haven't said too much about him since we took the green flag. Got a 2-second advantage out front. Just driving his normal Sunday drive out here. Just enjoying this this nice breeze under the lights. Logging laps. On to lap 124 we go. Christian Delgado in that 2nd position. Jay Stinson back here in 3rd. Matthew Fritz locked down 4th position. 5th position right now is Chris Cornett. Nathan Brzezowski trying to chase him down. See if he roughs him up here a little bit. I don't know. Good hard racing between these two, though. It's been a lot of fun to watch. Here he is. Oh, Chris Cornett throws the block down the backstretch. 77 going to get a little out of shape. Take a very shallow entry to the corner. Slide up the track right in front of the 88. Nicely done, Nathan Brzezowski. Now he has the spot taken away. Alan Wild starting to catch up to these two. Same thing that Matthew Fritz kind of went through. Just sat back there and watched these two just duke it out. Good run out of the corner by the 88 of Chris Cornett. Actually gets to the bumper of the 77, gets his car loose. Oh, he just rode into the 77. 77, can he hang on to it? He cannot, and into the wall he goes. And that'll bring another caution flag out. Oh, my goodness, Todd Merkel barely missed that. Nathan Brzezowski is probably going to be none too pleased about that one. Sitting in the middle of the track, letting all the racers go by. Nicely done, hanging on to the brakes, not taking anybody else out. All right, let's go ahead and take another peek and see exactly what happened here. We'll watch it in slow motion. Here is the 88 car driving down deep into the corner. See if we can get a different angle. Let's back it up here a little bit. We'll do it from right here. Here they are heading down the front stretch. I think the 88 got into the rear bumper of him there. Got a little loose, but here he is. He drives it into turn number 1 and just gets right into the left rear of the 77, and no way for him to recover. Going to go around sideways. I think he tries to catch it. Not able to do so. Oh, man, you just hate to see that for the 77 car, man. I like the good hard racing between those two, but you always hate to see somebody get taken out of the race. But there he goes down pit lane. We know he doesn't have a fast repair anymore. Hopefully he didn't take too much damage there. But all of our leaders down pit lane. John Ross going to lead us in. See if he can win that race off of pit lane. He's done really good all throughout the night on pit lane, so I don't look for this to be much different. Nice clean stop into his pit box, getting 4 tires on that thing. Chris Cornett into his pit box. John Ross going to win the race off of pit lane. Christian Delgado going to come out in second. Jay Stinson. So the top 3 do not change. 4th place, Matthew Fritz. Alan Wild going to come out in 5th. Who will come out in 6th position? Nathan Brzezowski, maybe? Here he comes out of pit lane. There he goes. Todd Merkel might be in 7th position here. Yeah, it looks like he will be. All right. 6th caution of the day. We all saw it happen live. Good hard racing between everybody. Got to see how the 77 recovers. Going to come out of pit lane in a pretty good spot, though. If he doesn't have too much damage to the car, he should be in pretty good shape. Lights out on the pace car. Green flag next time by. Trying to get everybody to shake out all these position. 9 cars on the lead lap. Everybody else either a lap down or out of the race. All right, John Ross going to lead us off. Christian Delgado going to be in 2nd. That is your front row. Row number 2 will be Matthew Fritz and Jay Stinson. Row number 3 will be Alan Wild and, I believe, yes, Todd Merkel. We'll have Nathan Brzezowski and, well, I don't know who else. Honestly, right now these are all kind of mixed up because these are lap down cars in the middle of lead lap cars, so it's a bit of a mess. We got cars still catching up to the back of the grid. Things are just chaos right now. We'll all watch our restart here for our leaders. John Ross going to lead us off. Who's going to win that drag race between him and Christian Delgado? It looks like John Ross will be the winner here into turn number 1. Christian Delgado locks down 2nd place. Jay Stinson going to lock down 3rd place. 4th place will be Matthew Fritz. And Todd Merkel going to round out your top 5. New name into the top 5. Good to see him up here. All kind of getting in single file action right now. Making their way through turns 3 and 4. On to lap 131. Let's see if John Ross can put that gap that he had right before that caution flag came out. He was up to a 2-second lead over the 13 of Delgado. Whoa, boy. Big shot back there into the wall by Chase Greer. I don't know if he took any damage there, though, but he absolutely drilled that wall coming out of turn 2. Everybody in the nice form fashion in the single file line. follow the leader action going on right now. John Ross really starting to put a gap in between him and Christian Delgado, already up to 0.6 of a second advantage. Taking on board here with the number 8 of Chase Greer, battling with the 77 of Nathan Brzezowski for that 7th spot on track. Nathan kind of stuck here behind the 28 of Alan Wild as we head out of turn number 4. Which line does Chase choose? High side. Allen going to be stuck down low. If he can get the drive out of the corner, he cannot. Chase Greer going to take the spot. He's going to get really loose. And into the wall he goes down the backstretch. That could have ended up so much worse than what it was. Chase going to fall back to 8th spot. Ah, goodness. Anything going on up here? Absolutely not. Todd Merkel overdrove the corner there a little bit through the corner. Gonna do a little wall bounce. Nathan Brzezowski, I do wonder if he's got any damage to this car right now. Looks like he's really working that wheel through turns 1 and 2. Whoa, just a little loose out of turn 4 there. He is in the dirty air though, so it might be that's why he's working the wheel so hard, but I'm thinking he's still got a little bit of damage. He just doesn't appear as confident on the wheel as he did before he got in that accident, unfortunately. Let's see if I can... Has it got any damage to the car physically that I can see? I mean, the car looks okay. I don't know. Cornette's reckless. I like the driving style of the 88, though. I will say. That little scrap between him and Nathan Brzezowski, I think it was just getting more and more heated each lap. I think it was bound to happen sooner or later. But for the most, all season long, he's been a really solid driver, man. So, I don't know. I like the excitement because I'm the broadcaster. So he brings the spice, you know what I mean? But yeah, I can see what y'all are saying. Just good hard driving, good hard racing, man. All around. Oh no, Chase Greer not going to save it this time. Big shot into the inside wall. Got on the inside of the 28 of Alan Wild. Then a little pinball action and bam, into the inside wall he goes. Big shot, tons of damage to the car. The fender hanging off the ride. Lucky he kept the wheel on that thing. I'm trying to go down pit lane now. Can he make the turn? Oh my goodness, he does. Somehow, some way. Big gaps in between the field. I guess this right here is the closest battle. 88 now making a move to the inside of the 28 of Alan Wild. Can he get the move done? It does look like yes. Yes, he will. Now set sights on Justin Parham. I don't think he's going to have too much trouble there. I think he will disperse Justin Parham pretty quickly at this rate anyways. Maybe not. Eight cars on the lead lap. Keith Prince, right here, is the last man on the lead lap. Alan Wild will be in 7th. Nathan Brzezowski still trying to catch up to Todd Merkel. That would be the battle for 5th position. The top 4 spots are very, very spread out. Got, what, 7/10 between the leader and 2nd place. About 7/10 back to 3rd place. And then another 8/10 back to 4th place. So this right here is the closest battle on track. We'll take an onboard here with Nathan Brzezowski. He tries to chase down the 12. I just think every time he gets real close, I think he's just struggling. We're getting down to the nitty and gritty. Everybody, 18 laps to go now. A lot of laps in the book under the belt. Everybody went down pit lane last on lap 127, so that would have gave them a 33-lap run to the checker flag, which is definitely doable. On those tires, they should be in pretty good shape. We shouldn't see any more pit stops, maybe, unless the caution flag comes out. They might take a roll of the dice. But if we don't, I think those all these spots are really locked down between 1st and 4th. 5th through 7th still to be decided. Well, 5th through 8th, I should say. Oh, good corner. Wow, what a corner there by Nathan Brzezowski, and an awful corner for Todd Merkel. Gets into the wall. Did he take some severe damage? He might have. I think he's going to try to go down pit lane. What? He's stopping on track. What has happened? I don't know. Let's go ahead and take a look back and see exactly what happened. Oh, this is after it had done happened. All right, here he is heading out of the corner. I mean, he thrashes the wall, but... Oh. Well, I don't know. You know, from that camera angle, it looked like the 77 might have gotten to the rear of him. Let's see if the 77 gets into the back of him. Oh, no. No, he was done into the wall before the 77 got there. 77 innocent on that one. He's still just sitting here on the infield. I'm not sure what he's doing, but he's going laps down as we speak. That puts 7 cars back on the lead lap. That is all. Matthew Fritz slowly reeling in Jay Stinson here. Might have been saving some tires, or maybe Jay's just starting to struggle pretty hard. But a battle for 3rd spot, last step on the podium, is it's on. Guess we'll just have to wait and see how it all shakes out. A lot of people getting very loose on the exit of turn 2 now. Taking on board here with Matthew Fritz and see if he can kind of gauge from the distance out the windshield if he's catching up to him or not. Pretty darn good corner there by Jay Stinson through the middle of the corner anyways. Good job on the exit. Keeps it off the wall. Carries tons of speed. Now that is Christian Delgado right here in front of these two. That is your 2nd place man right now. Let's check lap times this time by. Oh goodness, Jay Stinson was 5/10 faster than Christian Delgado. Maybe Christian burned up those tires a little bit trying to chase down and race with John Ross. At the beginning of this run, we might have a battle for 2nd position going on. Yeah, look how close we are. Oh goodness. And I said the top 4 spots were pretty much locked down. I guess I'm eating those words now. Holy smokes. $11 laps to go right now. We can start to count them on our hands next time by. Well, this is good for John Ross because John Ross now has a 3-second advantage out front. Putting more and more time each lap, 6/10 faster than Christian Delgado that time around. Does Christian Delgado have a lot of nose damage on the right front? Did he get into the wall pretty hard? I do believe he did. Let's try to get a different camera angle here and take a look. Oh, gets into the wall once again. Yes, he does have quite the damage to the right front of the car. Might be a little bit hard to steer right now. Might be why he's losing all this pace. Are really pushing through the middle of the corner. Jay Stinson all over the bumper now. Heading down the backstretch. Does he take a peek to the inside? He does. Can he get the move done? They're going to slide up into the wall. And yes, Jay Stinson going to move this thing up to 2nd spot. Nicely done, Jay. Matthew Fritz now going to be the man to try to get the move done on Christian Delgado, just as Jay Stinson did just a moment ago. Got 8 laps to do it. Takes a little bit higher line here through turns 3 and 4. Whoa, really loose out of the corner there. 7 laps to go. And Christian again into that wall coming out of turn 2. That right front really taking a beating. Has to woo the car down a lot through turns 3 and 4. I think everybody's struggling for grip right now towards the end of this run. 6 laps to go now. He's got quite the run heading down the front stretch. Oh, Christian's going to get a little bounce there out of the corner. Can Matthew Fritz take it to the inside? He's going to take a peek. I don't think he's going to throw it in there like he wanted to, though, to get alongside. And no, he is not. Remember, after the race is over, we will hear from our top 3 finishers. John Ross, a pretty quiet day outside of the battle with Chris Cornett there. But them two got mixed up. I am a little interested to hear about that. Jay Stinson, I think this might be his first top 3 of the season. So it'll be nice to hear from him. Maybe Matthew Fritz, maybe Christian Delgado. I don't know yet. Christian Delgado has drove a really good race today. So has Matthew Fritz. He won stage 1. Struggled a little bit in stage 2, but really turned it on here towards the end of the race. Who's it going to be? Who's going to win between these two? 3 laps to go. We're getting down to the spot to where if you're going to make the move, you got to get on with it. John Ross, a 6-second lead out front. That does not reflect how good this race has been today. With some really good battles all over the track. A little bit higher entry here for Matthew Fritz, maybe trying to carry some speed down the front stretch, trying to set him up here. Good run out of turn number 4. Not going to have enough speed to get alongside. Struggling to get the car to rotate there in turn 1. Pretty good exit on turn 2, though. Gonna have white flag next time by. White flag. There you see it over there to the left. Last lap, everybody. Our last lap around Darlington for today. Who's gonna win the battle between these two? I do not know. Here's your leader heading down the backstretch for the last time today into turn number 3. We'll focus on this battle for the 3rd spot, though. Is he going to make the move to the inside? He is not. He's going to run a little bit higher line. Your winner of the day. Nicely done to John Ross. He'll be the winner in week number 10. Nicely done, sir. The 29 takes the dive. Not able to make it work. The 13 of Christian Delgado will win that battle for 3rd spot. Jay Stinson going to bring it home in 2nd place today. Really good race from him. Good stuff between Christian Delgado and Matthew Fritz. Got to be happy with their days. And Nathan Brzezowski, after what a roller coaster of a day for that man. Got into a wreck before we even made it through turns 1 and 2. Raced his way back up to the front. Him and Chris Cornett got into it. Lost a little bit more. Good race overall today, though. Top 5 finish. Got to be happy with that. I think there's no love lost between these two, the 77 and 88. I think he's 77's going to go to the front stretch to celebrate with the team. Here is your winner. All eyes on the 44 of John Ross. Congratulations, sir. You are the winner of the throwback night here at Darlington. Man, good stuff here today. Good stuff. If anybody's going to go ahead and leave, thank you all very much for being here tonight. Hopefully you all enjoyed the broadcast. I had an absolute blast. Good race all around. We're going to hear from our top 3 finishers here in just 1 minute, so let me go ahead and get myself gathered up and ready for that. All right, good stuff. Good stuff. All right, just waiting on John Ross, Jay Stinson, and Christian Delgado. All right, looks like Christian Delgado is ready, so we'll go ahead and hear from him. And I finished in 3rd place today. All right, we are here with our 3rd place finisher, Mr. Christian Delgado. Man, what a race from you today. You were up and down all day long. Really had a really fast car. I honestly thought you were going to win this race at one point. Into stage number 2, you were like a rocket ship, man. You were absolutely pulling off into the distance. But hey, you're going to come home in 3rd here today. Got to be happy with that finish, so let's hear it from you, man.
Yeah, super happy with the 3rd. I got really lucky there towards the end there. But yeah, I knew we were going to unload pretty quickly. I knew coming into race 2 we were probably going to be the 2nd quickest car. I know my teammate John is, going to be a favorite anywhere we go, and he's shown that all season. But yeah, I knew we fired off we were going to be pretty quick. I had like a little, I don't know. I looked at the replay and I didn't hit the wall, but iRacing said I hit the wall in qualifying, so my lap didn't count. So we ended up starting like in P15 or something like that.
Yeah.
And so I knew at the start of the race I had to be aggressive, maybe make some moves that would put some guys in some uncomfortable positions. I remember I took a 3 wide and kind of got used up, which made me use up someone else, which sucks. I hate it for the 23, but yeah, just got up to I think around like 7th or 8th or 6th or something like that at the end of stage 1, which gets us those stage points, and then we got those cautions. We kind of raced it out pretty clean in stage 2. We drove up to 3rd, I think it was, and then yeah, we just gotta. I'd have to go back and look at it. I know the 81 stayed out on old tires, and we just got a really good jump. I was surprised. And obviously he was on old tires, so we literally just passed him on the inside and tried to drive away. But unfortunately, we got a caution, I think. Yeah, we got a caution, and I stacked us all back together. And that caution was really weird because we were like within like 5 laps of being good on fuel. And so I actually backed off, tried to save, and that's why I let John go by. Probably wasn't the move of the race. Probably better to just keep him behind me, regardless of fuel. But yeah, we kind of rode around in 2nd, and then we got that caution, and we stacked it back up. I came out of the pits P2 behind John, and just chasing him down, and then I always told John, he's always that kind of the rabbit I always have to chase. He's always right there in front of me, and I always never can get to him. But yeah, trying to get to him, I knocked the wall down really hard and give myself wheel damage, and allowed Jay to get by, and then I was fighting for my life to keep Matthew behind me. And I appreciate Matthew for racing me clean, because man, going down the straight, I was like 30 degrees to the right. It was that knocked out of tow. I'm surprised I could I'm surprised I held on that long for what the last, I think, 12 laps or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, just super happy with the result. Obviously, we missed a couple races, so we're a little bit down in the points. So I can't complain about a podium after what could have happened.
Yeah, that's very true, man. You and Matthew were putting on one hell of a show at the end of the race. Y'all were definitely focused. So if you ever go back and watch this, it was pretty good. Yeah, I could tell that you were super struggling. I was like, there is something wrong with that car. So we took a little closer look at it on the broadcast. I was like, oh, he's got a lot of damage on the right front of that thing. You're really struggling there. But hey, man, gonna bring it home in third place today. Like you said, you started way back there in 15th position, drove all the way to the front here to finish in third. You got to be happy with that result. But yeah, congratulations on your third place, man. Hopefully you're pretty excited about that, and hopefully we'll see you next week, brother.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man.
All right, everybody, that is it. You have heard from your third place finisher, Mr. Christian Delgado. What a drive from him today. Man, and what a, like he said, a fight for his life for the last few laps there. So, yeah, man, good stuff from him. All right, let's go ahead. It looks like our race winner is ready to go. So let's go ahead and hear from John Ross. Alrighty, once again, I get to bring the old 44 racing machine over here and John Ross into the booth. Well, I said it last week. I said, man, it's weird not getting to talk to you on the winner's podium. So I guess you said, you know what? I take that as a challenge. I'll go to Darlington and I'll dominate this race and I'll win it by damn 7 seconds out front. Man, what a race from you today, buddy. Good finish to the race overall. You and Chris Cornett, I'm sure, I'm sure everybody on the broadcast is loving it, man. Y'all were really beating and banging there for a little while, and yeah, unfortunately, y'all got tangled up in second and third spot, so you never really get to see that on the broadcast much. Second and third place getting tangled up, so that was a wild moment. But nonetheless, I love watching you two race each other. And yeah, good race from you today. Way to seal it off there at the end. Really was driving away with it. Really no competition whatsoever. But yeah, congratulations on yet another win this season. So let's hear from you, buddy.
Yeah, I appreciate it, and you know, it's Darlington. I enjoy this track, and it was cool. You know, most of the time on these Darlington tracks, you really can't drive the cars as hard as we could drive them tonight. So that was a lot of fun because you don't really see that. Normally, it's over 100-degree, 120-degree track temperature, and I think tonight it was like 77 or 78. And you know, I did take tires that first stint. I didn't think they were going to be that fast. I didn't think that that they were able. I think it was Hudson and Matt was able to come right through the pack on fresh tires. So I think we finished third there. But I knew that we had to pace because we were pulling away from everybody with old tires. And then yeah, I mean, you know, Chris and I it was really tight. I was a little frustrated. You know, he certainly did everything right, and just me sitting behind him got overly frustrated. And I thought I held my line coming in. You know, but it is what it is, and it was super close racing. We really didn't touch and up until that point. So it's just one of those racing deals. I enjoy racing him too. It's really hard fought battles. I got beside him a few times going into one, and man, he was not letting off of it. So you know, but it was a blast. I enjoy him. I like him. You know, we are certainly more enemies on the track than I think we are friends, but nothing off of the track. You know, he's a good dude. But certainly want to thank everybody, you for coming out and broadcasting this thing every week. I really enjoy going back and watching them, and Jay for putting the league on, and my adrenaline guys. You know, Christian finished in third, and Nathan would come home with the fifth place, I believe. So good job to those guys.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Darlington's one of those tracks where I feel like it's a single lane track, so I feel like it really pushes you into those situations where sometimes you're just going to have to get tangled up with somebody. I mean, that's just the way it is because you got to overdrive corners. And like you said, he was hanging that high line and bouncing off the wall and making this track just about as wide as it could be, maybe a little wider than what it's designed to be. So, yeah, man, good battle between you two. And, yet again, I mean, you guys always put on a really good show. Good drive from you today overall, and congratulations on the win yet again here in week number 10. So hopefully we'll see you next week, brother, and maybe you can talk to me again here from the winner circle.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Y'all have a good night.
All right, everybody, that was your winner of the day, Mr. John Ross. Now let's hear from our second place finisher, Mr. Jay Stinson. All right, we are with our second place finisher, Mr. Jay Stinson. Congratulations on your second place, man. You had a really good day. You started back there in sixth position, so a pretty solid qualifying effort. You were very fast all day. You were up there in the mix for just about the entire stint there. You had a really good battle there with Christian Delgado. He had a little bit of damage on the car at the end of the race, and you were able to get by him to finish in second place. I was cheering for you the whole way, man. I'm finally happy to get to talk to you in a good situation here on a second place finish here at Darlington. So, yeah, man, let's hear from your point of view, buddy.
Ah, man, I couldn't have said it better. It's all season, I feel like I've just made mistakes to keep myself out of a podium. We've got fast drivers in here, and the guys that have been winning or podium deserve it. And just trying to get into the top three in this group is almost like getting a win. Ross is pretty dominant, so if you can get around him or beat him, that's a big victory. Yeah, and I felt like I had a top five car. I don't know if I had second place. I think Christian hit the wall a little bit, kind of hurt his car just enough to where if I made the right move, I could get around him and grab second. He raced me clean, allowed me to do the move. He didn't pinch down, didn't hit me, didn't do anything there. So I do appreciate that. And in regard, we raced him clean back. So yeah, all in all, it was a fun race. Very few cautions. Everybody kind of gave and took and was pretty respectful for the most part. There's still some stuff out there that's going to happen at this track either way. So very proud of the guys and I'm proud of my team and our race tonight.
Absolutely, man. But it's like you said, man, Darlington's one of them tracks where it's tough to race around here, man. It's tough to gain positions, and you did it quite well tonight. Starting in 6th, finishing in 2nd. So congratulations on that, man. And hopefully next week we'll see you right back here in the top 3 spots, man.
It'd be nice, buddy, to get a string a few of these along. Again, fast group, so if you can get in the top 3, buddy, you've earned it.
That's true. That's true. All right, man. Well, appreciate you, buddy. Oh, and thank you very much for putting all this stuff on, man. I have an absolute blast covering this every week, so appreciate you bringing me on. Appreciate you putting all this stuff on for all the boys out here. I really like this whole group's an absolute blast, man. So this is a pleasure. I will say that.
I appreciate it, man. I want to give a shout out to you and to Royalty Racing Network for coming on board with us. It's been a pleasure. We've enjoyed going back and watching all these and the job you do. All of our sponsors from Abingdon Towing Collision to Blue Ridge to M&M to Flatwoods and H&H. And then my buddy's company, the Fry Disposal. So look him up here in Saltville. Great guy. He'll come pick up your trash, haul your stuff away. And then my teammates, of course, Matt, been together forever. Joey, who couldn't be here. Chase, Zach, just we've been together a long time. Had some good times in the Discord. It's been great, and we had a great time tonight.
Good stuff,
Parham,
man.
who's on our other team, we appreciate him always in there with us and keeping us cracking up and laughing.
Gotta have those around, man. Gotta have those around.
Absolutely. Nancy, I know you're out there watching, even though Joey ain't here. So hey, Nancy.
Good stuff, man. All right, brother. Well, again, congratulations on your 2nd place finish, and hopefully you can get it one spot better next week, buddy.
Yes, sir. Thanks, buddy.
All right, everybody, that is it. That is your top 3 finishers. Congratulations again to John Ross for winning yet another race this season here in the Noma Next Gen Series. Jay Stinson getting a very good finish there in his 2nd place. Hopefully he can continue that trend. And, of course, Christian Delgado, which led a lot of laps here today, just didn't have enough at the end there and was really struggling. But, hey, still brought home a podium spot. Matthew Fritz going to bring it home in 4th. Nathan Brzezowski, after his roller coaster of a day, going to finish in the top 5. The rest of the top 10 go just like this. Keith Prince going to be in 6th. Alan Wild in 7th. Chris Cornett, after, another roller coaster of a day, going to finish in 8th. Justin Parham going to finish in 9th. And Joe Hudson, even though he had a ton of damage on the car, going to finish in a top 10 spot. So congratulations to all those racers for their top 10 finishes. And that's all I got for tonight, folks. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the broadcast. I had an absolute blast. I appreciate you all very much for being here. And hopefully we'll see you next week. Where are we off to next week? Let's take a look here. Let me see this schedule really quick. I know it's around here somewhere. Here we go. Week number 11 will be at Michigan. Michigan, one of the fastest race tracks that we go to. It'll be 100 laps of racing next week. So hopefully it'll be same time, same place. So hopefully we'll see you then, everybody. You guys have a good rest of your night. Love y'all. Mean it. Until next time, goodbye.